Welcome to the Killing Podcast, Season 3, Episode 11, Season Finale.
No, not
two-parter.
yet.
No, but it's the two-parter.
Two-parter season finale, yes.
Yikes. Okay,
Yep.
From Up Here. The episode is this. From Up Here.
The name of the episode
is From
Up Here. Want to make that clear.
We're your hosts, Martha Southgate and
Rob Southgate.
Okay, holy cow. First of all,
so the last episode was
Seward dying.
And it ended with Sarah looking horrified.
Adrian didn't really get to see him.
As far as the world is concerned, that's it.
As far as my world is concerned, I'm devastated. Bullet's gone.
Yes, Bullet's gone.
Seward died.
There's child pornography with
There's
Joe.
all
There's
kinds
all
of
sorts
bad
of stuff.
things. Everybody's unhappy.
So,
But wait a second.
but this story's not over.
Wait a second.
Right.
Whenever an episode starts out with Sarah running,
The very first episode of the series started with her jogging and finding whatever that dead thing was on the beach. Then the other one where she was jogging is when she found all the dead horses or cows. Yeah. So here she is.
She's running.
Out for a jog.
Nothing good ever comes from that.
And when she's doing this, though, she's panicky. You can tell it's like stress running. And I'm
Is
sure
that
it's
called
because
strunning?
Strunning. I'm sure it's from what happened the day before and just everything going on. But it's not like a relaxing run. She's got this like panicked feel about it. She comes to a clearing and there's a single tree.
Yeah, and I'm looking at it. I wrote down tree ? Why is that interesting?
Yeah, well, I actually thought it was a dream at this point because there was all this fog around it.
And she touches the trunk and closes her eyes.
Yeah, and you know what? What she was doing is she was centering herself. And she was thinking about Seward because he was talking about seeing the trees. And here she is. Here's this big, beautiful tree. It's away from the city. It's all the things he had just talked about.
And maybe it was the tree that he liked.
Right. So
I don't know.
This is where she centers herself. This is where we're going to get Sarah back after the trauma of yesterday.
So back at her house.
And it's dusk now. It wasn't dusk when she was out running. It's now dusk.
Skinner's there. And he wanted to make sure she was okay because she wasn't answering her phone.
Right. He's waiting outside for her.
And then he tells her he thinks his marriage is over. And he comes in and she offers him coffee.
Right. Well, it's a little more than that.
Sarah tells him his wife will come around.
Yeah.
So she's pretending.
She doesn't want that. She's invites
posturing.
him in. Right.
She says she just needs time to cool off. And then it happens.
Yeah.
And it makes me so mad because she wouldn't even kiss Holder, but she'll kiss this old dude. Ew. It makes me want to vomit.
You know what I wrote here? Another bad choice by Sarah.
It just makes me nauseous. Yeah. He's gross. Kiss Holder if you're going to kiss somebody.
So one of the things, when he's talking about his wife, he makes it a point to say that she can't understand. And this is what he's implying, that Sarah is like the only one that can, because she lives the same life. And he's like, my career, my life, I have to keep this stuff from her. And it's too much. And she doesn't understand it's putting stress on our marriage.
He says, people like us are supposed to be alone. And like people in our field are supposed to be alone. She says, no, I don't believe that.
Yeah. So, yeah, somebody's hearing what they want to hear here.
He's rationalizing.
And she's hearing what she wants to hear.
Yes. Holder goes to...
Oh, wait a minute.
What?
It's the next morning. It's important because that was dusk. Now it's the next morning. We don't see anything more. And Holder is sitting outside of a church.
Yeah. It's a funeral. It's Bullet's funeral.
Yeah.
And Callie's mom comes in and sits next to him. And he tells her, they were sort of friends.
Right.
And,
big
it's so sad. And
nose.
he says that she would have hated the photo they used. So he knows her well enough.
Yeah.
And he's letting Callie's mom know. He just wants somebody to know that he knew her. And that they had a relationship. Brother, sister, like a positive.
Not anything.
No, not like the rest of the show.
Right. But we see the parents. We see Bullet's parents, and they're up at the casket and they're crying, and then the camera kind of pulls from a different angle, like from the angle of the casket, and you see Lyric is sitting there too.
Well, hang on. Before that, he's still talking to Kelly's mom, and after he says that she would have hated the photo, he equated Bullet to a little pit bull.
Yes.
And he says she was a protector. And, meaning she was protecting Callie.
Right.
And Callie's mom starts crying. Okay, Holder just gets up and leaves.
Yeah.
He doesn't comfort her. No. He doesn't say goodbye.
I think he learned this move from Sarah.
He just freaked out.
Sarah move.
He just went whoop, 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 whoop. He just got up.
Wait a minute, you're not going to start hugging here, are you?
And then we saw that Lyric was there.
Yeah.
But he just gets up and leaves this woman.
Yes, you're right. I did leave out an important part there because
it's crazy. So Sarah's
but so now she's alone there, and and think about it. She's her protector and everything. Yeah, her protector's dead.
Yes.
What do you think the chances are of your daughter?
Right.
That is terrible.
And Sarah's in the kitchen at her house, and Skinner comes in his undershirt.
Vomit. Of course. At least they weren't like just tighty whities.
Oh, God, no. I would have gone comatose. Seriously, that's gross. And no, I don't want to think about any of this. Holder goes to see his girlfriend. I loved this scene so much.
I did too, because every relationship has just turned to absolute crap, and this was a very real moment.
I loved it, and it made me fall in love with her.
Yeah.
And I wanted them to be together. Like, I'm sitting here, normally I would want him to be with Sarah, but she's so heinous
she's
to him.
She's such a mess.
And she's such a mess. And I'm like, he needs somebody who can function.
And she's a realist about it. She's like, I know what I'm getting into.
Well, he apologizes to her, of course, for his behavior and for getting mad at her. And he says, you're a step up for me, and I'm a step down for you. And he says, like 5 steps down.
Right. And then she goes, you're a half step up for me. And this is the best line.
Wait, but don't do it yet.
I want to do it. It's so funny.
You can't do it yet. Because before that, she says, we had a fight. Because he's apologizing to her. And she says, we had a fight. It happens.
Right.
And then she says, for what it's worth, you're a half step up for me.
Okay, now I get to
go ahead.
And he goes, you must have been hanging out with some real losers.
Oh, my gosh. And she said, yeah, they're lawyers.
She goes, lawyers.
So, I mean, it's just fantastic.
So funny.
I loved her, and
she was so warm, and she was real, and it was
she was able to handle the conflict, and
he needs this.
He needs her.
Yes.
And I really liked her. In the beginning, in the other episodes, I was like, get away, what are you doing?
Yeah, well, she was your Maria Kudavarius from X-Files, where she was stealing Mulder away. And that's why you didn't like her. But here...
And it's Covarrubias. And never. She's nothing like her. Nothing. But I just have now forgiven that
Holy cow.
So, no, but I really, really liked her. And I really wanted them to be together. I was very happy.
Yes.
In this
scene. And at least at the end of the... spoiler, she doesn't die in this season, so...
Yeah.
We don't know if she's going to die at any other season, but this is the last season that's aired. She doesn't die, so we don't have to go, God, I really loved her. Too bad.
Oh, there goes another one.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Henderson is packing up Seward's cell.
Find her ring in Joe's box now.
Oh, wow. Henderson is packing up Seward's cell. Because, of course, Seward is dead now. Francis resigned.
Yeah. Yeah, Francis is there cleaning out his locker, and he's like, I quit. And they're like, well, do the other guys know? And he says, they're going to know soon enough.
I filled out the paperwork.
Yeah.
But he tells Henderson not to get too comfortable there.
Right.
And he says, you become just as much of a prisoner as the rest of them. We do a podcast of Orange is the New Black.
We talk about
that all the time. That the guards become inmates. Like they become not that
they're not
criminals or
they're not necessarily.
Yes, they are. Francis was a criminal.
Right, but it's not that. It's not that they've been incarcerated.
It's that
you spend so much time in that environment around these people. You become a prisoner.
Right.
And in this case, he says, I spent half my life in this place. Whether you're getting paid for it or not, whether you can go home after 8 hours. Think about your job.
You're not taking that home.
If you're working a full-time job, a large percentage of your life is in that job.
Yes.
If your job is in a prison, in that environment, you've been there for 30 years?
Especially death row.
That's
got to take a huge toll on you.
Yes. So even though, you don't want to, you want to say what a horrible guy this is, you've got 20 years of this behind him that's just awful.
Absolutely.
So, you know what? You start to understand where it's coming from. Yeah. Maybe they want to rotate those guys every 6 months.
I wish he resigned before he ever met Seward.
Yes.
Holder shows up at a crime scene, and Sarah's there, and he finds out that Sarah is, in fact, staying on as his partner, which made me very happy.
Yeah, because the last time this happened, the last time they solved a case, it was all over.
Okay, I get to do the scene.
Okay.
So
they've got a new crime.
Well, that's not the scene.
But that is. I mean, it's important. They're at this auto yard because they got called on a new case.
Yeah, it's important to you. Okay. What is important to me is this
she
dialogue.
She had barbecue sauce on her face?
No, shut up and let me tell.
Okay.
So she tells him she's staying on as his partner, and she tells him he looks nice, and he says, shaved, got a new hoodie.
A new hoodie.
He says he even showered. Gotta keep it fresh. and she says...
Things I could learn.
She responds with, one step at a time. Such fantastic dialogue. Yep. I thought that was just the cutest scene, and it was so...
I think he was
warm.
Cosplaying podcaster.
There you go. But it was so warm, and it was just... Well,
it shows they're good together.
Solidifying their relationship, it was just kind of a bonding moment.
And the thing is,
she noticed him.
She's starting a new relationship with Skinner. Not my favorite thing.
I'm going to throw up.
But his relationship is on the mend. So even though hers is going to be a nightmare because that's how her relationships are,
right.
They can be friends and they can play with each other here like this without it crossing a line.
Yes.
So this was good.
So Lyric got a job at a fast food place. And she's waiting on Callie's mom. And Callie's mom is trying...
Wait, you didn't even talk about the crime.
I don't care about the crime.
It's important. I'm going to talk about the crime.
I care about the relationship.
No, before we go on...
All right, you tell us all about the crime. Bring us down.
At the auto yard, there is a body in a car. And when they go and they investigate it, it is a dead body. It was shot by a .45, and it is burned to a crisp. There is nothing left. It is fried up. That is really important. Somebody is hiding something here.
But I can't stand any more death.
It's like Gangland or like Mobster. What were they trying to hide? They burned the body beyond recognition. What is this? Okay.
I can't handle.
But it's important. That was something that's important.
I agree. I appreciate it.
Frankly, I was nervous that this is Callie.
Is it Callie?
I don't know, but I just was very nervous in this scene that it was Callie because we still don't know where Callie is. And why is this body...
Oh, yeah, they don't know because they have to do the
test.
They have to do the test.
And why is this body burned like this? If that killer is still out there, were they burning up Callie's body to hide any evidence that they're still out there? Like, okay, I'm going to take care of this. That gets him off my case. Now maybe I can move to another state and do my thing.
Yeah.
Like Dexter. Remember Dexter? Spoiler, Dexter went to another state.
Right.
Same kind of thing.
So Lyric, okay. So
if you haven't watched Dexter, spoiler.
She's working at this fast food place. And Callie's mom happens, they didn't mean to run into each other.
Right.
And she waits on Callie's mom. And Callie's mom offers to do her hair for her.
Oh, she's very motherly.
Any connection to Callie at this point.
Right.
And, we have known people that have lost teenagers.
Right.
That have lost their children when they were teenagers. And I can think of one in particular where they really needed the other teenagers that were in their child's life to be there to kind of
fill that void for a while,
for a little while, and they just needed
not to replace, but kind of be a surrogate or to make them feel
it's the connection because you knew her too, and Mitch, you kind of saw Mitch do it.
Right, with the weird runaway that she got the weird relationship.
But even at first with Skylar, what was her name?
Skylar. She's on Breaking Bad.
Sterling. But, like she would go to the high school. Like there were moments where she needed that, where she was saying, she just needed to talk to her or see her or
needed that
feel
connection.
like there was still some connection to her child. So that's what Callie's mom is doing.
Yes. And Lyric's a little weirded out by it, but at the same time she's like, oh, you do my hair and she's trying to have a new life.
Yes.
Like she's got a job, she's got a new place with Twitch, like, wow,
she
I can have my hair cut?
Didn't seem like she wanted much to do with this woman.
Right.
Because I think that she's trying to put that whole life behind her. She doesn't want those connections.
Right.
Especially to something that was so traumatic, because she lost Bullet, she's lost these other girls that she cared about, and it hit too close to home.
Right.
Exactly. So Twitch is at home in their apartment. He's trying to make eggs.
Right.
And he smashed them. He's just not doing well. He's very upset that he's not domestic. And he goes and he finds the drugs in his jacket.
Yep.
And we're thinking, no, here he goes.
Well, and you can also tell he's thinking.
Because he's not made
he's
for
looking
this
at
life.
these, and he's looking at his domestic life, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, he's not really cut out.
Revert here. I hope not. I hope
not. So Carl had put in for a new partner and was assigned Jablonski.
Jablonski, of course.
Nobody's happy with Jablonski.
Which is hilarious, because the first episode of this season is like, oh, let's give it to Jablonski. He'll never do anything. He's the worst. Carl gets Jablonski.
And Holder apologizes to Carl for beating the crap out of him.
Yeah.
And Carl,
he also says he's switching partners. He's like, he knows you're with Sarah now. I'm going to go with Jablonski. This is it.
Well, and his wife wants his blood.
Yeah.
So Carl's wife is not going to let him stay partnered with him. So even if he wasn't with Sarah, Carl would have a new partner.
Right.
He beat the crap out of him.
Right. In front of the family.
Right. During dinner.
Yeah, right.
So, as if that's going to happen.
So Holder says to him, hey, man, I owe you. And Carl goes, yeah, you already do.
Right. Well, Carl got him off the hook, and he said cops don't rat on cops.
Right.
So he said, even though my wife wants me to press charges and
I'm
do
not
all
doing
this,
that.
he says,
this isn't.
I got you off. There are no charges. I dropped them. We're cool.
Yeah.
Just stay away from my family and stay away from me. So, okay, Skinner is staying for a while in the office, and he gets to cherry pick his cases for a while they're there. And he can put together a team, and he's
definitely like dangling this in front of Sarah, like you can kind of pick your cases.
Yes.
And he talks about how she sings in the car, and she goes, I do not. And he's like, oh yeah, you'd ask your partner.
They're just being very familiar.
Yes.
And he invites her to go to the lake with him, and she says, well, I have a case, I can't leave.
Right.
And Holder interrupts as they're discussing going on this trip. And the coroner has something for them.
Right.
And he says...
Well, wait. You also missed that Skinner is pushing her. He's like, it's more than just like, you should go, oh no, I have a case. He's like, why don't you blow it off?
Right.
Now, he's her boss. He's
right.
saying, blow it off. Let's go. Let's get away from here. Let's do this.
Right.
So he's really like pushing the issue. And then Holder comes in, and Sarah's like not having it.
Right.
She's got the case. Right. That's when Holder comes in.
And then when they're leaving, and he says, what's up with you and the boss man? And then he teases her about it. And he goes, that's all right. Do your thing, 1-900.
Yeah, do your thing, 1-900. I
love when he teases her about that, because she really is not discriminating.
She really is
about
1-900
who
Linden.
She does, except Holder. Yeah. And so I love when he teases her about that.
Yeah, well, and she actually is very funny in that scene. She does make that kind of embarrassed, like, yep. I have slept with Seattle at this point.
She pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for...
And Chicago.
Holder. Yeah, well, yeah. She's gotten around.
She gets around. Around.
Yeah.
Callie's mom is at the bridge.
Once again, it's the bridge from that first episode where we saw Callie looking out on the water. Callie's mom.
Yeah.
Looking out on that water. Now, I actually had a thought here. I wonder if that's kind of their thing that's held over, or... she knows that Callie did this, and Callie liked it, so she's trying to connect with her. It's one of the two.
Yeah.
But I kind of think it was something that they did. I thought it was something
they did, and that was what she was telling Bullet that time. Yeah. That Callie had told her. But
it's a very sad scene, though. I found this hard to watch.
Two girls go walking by, and they're laughing and talking, and Callie's mom closes her eyes and counts to 5, like she did when they were kids.
Right, she had told Lyric that they did that and Callie would appear.
Bullet.
No.
She told Bullet that a long time in a couple
I thought she told Lyric that.
Why would she tell Lyric that?
I thought she told her that in the diner today.
No.
No? You know what I do?
I think she had told Bullet.
Maybe she did.
Before, and she said we used to do this thing where we'd close our eyes, and I'd close my eyes and count to 5, and it was Bullet. And she said, and I'd open my eyes, and she'd still be standing there because she didn't understand how to play hide and seek.
Right.
And, so this time she closes her eyes and counts to 5, but no Callie.
Right.
And that's very sad.
If she had appeared, that would have been amazing, and you would have gone, wow! Series is over.
So we have Lyric walking home from work, and a car pulls up, and she immediately starts hooking again.
Now wait, we didn't see her do it, but it sure looked like
it. Because it's
and
just
I think
like
it was the stress of seeing Callie's mom.
And just like him, no, I think it's the stress of a 9 to 5.
She's getting that temptation.
Because she was making different money, and she could work her own hours and whatever, and now it's like, oh, I'm in the grind, and I'm hardly making any money, and we're trying to live this domestic life. He couldn't make scrambled eggs. She is struggling in the same way.
Right, so if she scrambles some eggs, she's going to get, hello.
So she just went and got in the car.
Yeah.
And Twitch is on the roof smoking a cigarette. And so they're really struggling with this playing house.
But wait. Twitch is on the roof and he's smoking a cigarette, but he makes a decision there. Mm-hmm. So as she's making her decision that we're assuming, we didn't see it happen, he makes a decision, he takes the drugs out, and he flicks them off the roof. And then he just smiles because he has made a life choice. Mm-hmm. I really believe at that point it was that tipping point where he went, I'm not going back.
Right.
I was tempted. Awesome. This was the last time I was tempted. I'm not going back. The only problem
is, on the other hand.
If Lyric was tempted and went back to it, their relationship is going to die very fast because he's going to move on.
Right.
So, bittersweet.
Yes. Holder and Sarah meet with the coroner, and they find out that all of the teeth were pulled out post-mortem, dear God.
Here we go. I told you, it's a mafia thing.
And the finger's been cut off. It's not a mafia thing. It's the killer.
Yes.
Because the finger's been cut off.
But it reeked of like a mafia thing where they hide the evidence, they pull the teeth, they do all that, but the finger's missing.
The finger was cut off 2 weeks ago.
Oh. Is it Callie?
Holder thinks it's a cop who did it. And I wrote Skinner, ? Carl, ?
Yeah.
Who the hell? Okay.
Yeah.
So Holder says, what do you want to do?
Up to now, we haven't been really suspicious of Skinner, but I had the same thing. Like, what's going on here? We've been more suspicious of Carl, but here we go. Questions are coming up.
Holder says, what do you want to do? Let the state hang another guy that ain't the killer?
Oh, after the last episode, what a tough statement.
Holder got the file, and he says, we don't tell anyone until we're sure. And they talk to the first victim's dad. And they're talking to the guy, and there's a picture of Carl with the freaking victim.
There's Carl!
With the victim.
Once again, doesn't prove anything, but my gosh, the arrows are pointing at Carl.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so at this point, I did say, looks at Carl, looks at Skinner when they were at the station, and I was like, it's him, but when he sees that picture, I actually crossed out Skinner and went right back to Carl.
I did too. I put Carl with lots of exclamation points.
I cannot believe it's Carl.
So Sarah figures out...
But think about it. He's been throwing monkey wrenches in the whole way. His whole thing with Sarah, maybe by doing that to her, keeping her off balance, it was to keep her off balance.
Yes. It's very upsetting.
Yeah.
And to keep her and Holder apart,
and he did say he has solved, tons of cases. He's been around it a long time.
How is he that incompetent?
Look at the toll it took on Sarah and the toll it took even on Holder in this episode or this season. When you look at that and you think Carl's done this how many times?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So Sarah she's thinking about Seward building the kid a treehouse, and they were in public housing, no parking, no parks, no trees. The closest trees were where the bodies were buried.
Right.
And the killer wasn't there to kill Trisha.
Right. She says the killer was never after Trisha.
He was there to kill Adrian because he saw the bodies, and they found the treehouse.
Yes.
And she goes up there.
They go to... You're just skipping right
I'm
along
just
here.
freaking out because it's so exciting.
They go to... After she sees the treehouse outside of that other house, and she puts this together, they go back to roughly the area where things have gone down.
Yeah.
Where they found the bodies and everything. And they start going through the woods, and Holder's like, no. This is ridiculous. There's no way. And she's saying it could be. There's a wide area here that something like this could happen.
Seward told her he built the treehouse.
Right,
So they know a treehouse
Sarah,
exists.
or Lyndon, there's no way. There's a treehouse out here, and she is convinced. Mm-hmm. And then they come to a treehouse,
and she climbs it, and he's freaking out because it's falling apart. The
she goes right up though. She is determined.
She was going up there no matter what.
She gets up there, and sees carved in the side Adrian's name.
And then she has Holder go around. She said, go over there, stand at the edge of the water.
Right. Well, she sees the water and has a perfect view of where they found the bodies.
And says, go down there and look up at me. And she said, there were leaves on the trees at this point, and she said, when this happened, there weren't any leaves on the trees.
Right. And Holder walks out there.
And he's still see her, even though
but he's just like, whatever. He goes down there and he looks up.
And even with the look trees, on his face,
clearly can see her, like she's standing next to him.
Yes.
And you can tell he puts it together. Adrian saw the killer from the treehouse.
And the killer was there to kill him.
That's why this all went down.
Yes.
Oh.
So Trisha, he wasn't there to kill Trisha. He was there to kill Adrian because he saw the bodies.
Right.
And Adrian's name was carved in the tree.
I said that.
I know. I'm just excited.
You're just going over it again. Okay. There's a lot of stuff to go over here. Okay. Yeah.
So then we see Adrian coming home from school.
Yes.
And a car is following him.
Well, there's a car sitting there, and it kind of inches up. Makes you very nervous, but you clearly see it's following him. And Adrian, I don't know if he knows it is, but it's following him. Then we see Adrian. Oh, I think he does know. But this is where it gets really frightening. Adrian is like on the street. He's got his soccer ball, and he's in the street, and we see a car coming at him. I thought the car was going to hit him. I was scared of that. But it kind of comes to a stop, and Adrian looks out at it. Now, the viewpoint we have, we can't see the face of the driver. It's dark. I say Adrian clearly could see it's the killer. Mm-hmm. He drops the soccer ball. He looks scared.
Yeah.
And that's it for this episode.
Yes. Okay, end it so we can go on.
Okay, yeah, we got to get to the next one. I just wanted to take our time with that because this was so intense. And I didn't see that coming. Did you see that coming?
No, not in a million years.
No, this is not playing out the way I thought it was.
Not in a million years.
No, this is fantastic. Okay, we'll wrap it up. Find past episodes of this and all of our podcasts at our website, which is www.southgatemediagroup.com. Please send us emails. Talk about what you think is going to happen in the fourth season. We will definitely talk about that as we go into that fourth season. Send emails at southgatemediagroup@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter. I'm at rsouthgate. The show is at The Killing Pod. And Martha?
I'm at SMG Pods.
Which is our network Twitter account. So she tweets out about all the different shows and various other things. Does some live tweeting, which I'm sure we'll be doing some tweeting as we watch The Killing, too, a little bit. Not a lot, though. We take a lot of notes, so we'll see. You can find us on iTunes. You can find us on Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Podomatic. Sadly, today I tried to go in and put it on BlackBerry because it was on BlackBerry. I was just updating. BlackBerry no longer has podcasts.
Oh.
So, sorry, BlackBerry users, no more podcasts. You have to do it through the website thing there. Let's see. We're on. Yeah. Well, no, they can't do iTunes on BlackBerry, but they can do it through the URL. Just going to the URL. So if you go to our website, you can actually download it. Oh, you can go to SoundCloud too, and you can download from SoundCloud. So there you go. Please review us and rate us. It does help us, and it helps other people find our show. And let's see, we have a Tumblr page, Southgate Media Group /tumblr.com. And we also have a Pinterest page for the Killing Podcast and for all of our shows. And please share our board and post cool stuff. We'll try and add some of your stuff to our boards too if we find cool stuff. So let's just all get the community going there. That's it. One more to go. The journey is almost over for the first 3 seasons.
So
for the Killing Podcast.
Be Carl.
For the Killing. Oh, yeah.
And where's Callie? Is the burned girl Callie?
We don't know.
I know.
For the Killing Podcast, I'm Rob Southgate.
I'm Martha Southgate.
And one more to go. I don't know what answers we're going to get.
Let's go. Let's go find out.
If you would like to donate to help pay for this and other Southgate Media Group podcasts, simply go to our website, southgatemediagroup.com, and click on the donate button. It can be as little as $1 or, well, as much as you want. Help keep this fun going by supporting this and our other shows. Thanks again for listening, everyone. You're the best fans in the world.